Oh my god!
Just before you punch him, as you march over, he kind of gives just a tough guy look. He goes, "What are you looking at there, sugar tits?" And then, bop, right in the mouth. Roll to strike.
Okay. Holy shit, I haven't rolled to strike in forever.
I
It's just a
know.
D20, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, D20. I'm sorry, we haven't done a whole lot.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
killed
that's
him.
gonna hit.
He's dead.
No, you hit
No,
him.
you
Okay,
just
I
hit
hit
him.
him.
You hit him.
Okay,
You did a
good.
cold shot in the head. You hit it. He was a penalty because he was caught kind of flat-footed. So roll damage.
Is that another
It-
D20?
It
Right.
should
No.
be a D4
Oh,
plus
okay.
7.
4 plus your strength.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't remember how to I don't remember how to battle at all.
How
This
do
is bad.
I battle?
Go to hand-to-hand combat on the second page, and it is
Okay, this
under.
is a lesson to Inferno. I gotta throw more combat into my.
I was gonna say
goddamn-
I can't remember. Okay, hand to hand. Okay, to
under
damage plus 8.
Okay, so D4 plus 8.
Okay,
Oh
Thank you.
my.
right,
God.
that's right. D20 is okay. Oh,
Uh.
well, he's dead. I killed
Roll me
him.
percentile dice. Roll me a percentile dice.
Okay. Oh.
You break his jaw, and he's knocked out cold. He's now lying there on the ground. His jaw is clearly dislocated in the other direction that jaws normally don't go, and now he's knocked out.
Oh.
Your likelihood of getting what you want is very low now.
Mila? Al? Al, can you fix this jaw?
I like the last thing he ever spoke was sugar tits before that happened.
I have an idea. So Al will he's unconscious, right?
Yes.
I-
She cold clocked him.
All right. Where's the closest hospital / house of healing or
Okay, so the two main areas for healing is Myrna's House of Healing, and then there's also, of course, the hospital, which is the St. Joseph's Mercy Hospital. We're going to say where you're currently located, St. Joseph's Mercy Hospital is the closest one.
All right, which one is the House of Healing better in any way, shape, or form?
No,
or...
they both treat illnesses. They're just slightly different ways. St. Joseph's is more traditional medical means, while Myrna's House of Healing tends to be more psychic means of healing.
Oh.
A lot of times the two of them help each other out.
Or I guess a better way to ask, if Al knows this, is which one would heal him better, faster? Or is it
You
the
have
same?
no idea.
Then he'll try the psychic because he knows that through standard means this would take a long time to heal.
So the question is,
Mm-hmm.
how are you taking him there?
I'm gonna pick him up.
Okay, how?
Mm,
Like like I know you're gonna pick him up, but
Right.
how do you want to carry him? How do you want to do this? Because you know the inevitable thing is because you're going a longer distance than than you're avoiding the hospital and traveling on foot further through the city. There's a really good chance you're gonna come across a patrol, right?
Right.
So depending on how you hold him depends on the attraction they get and the cover story that you might be giving. Unless you want to tell them the truth that she assaulted the fuck out of this guy.
no. I'll just, you know what? I will just carry him, not like Fireman Star, but just like in my arms.
Oh, like bride across the threshold?
Yeah, basically.
What's your strength?
Let me take a look. See, my strength is 14.
Okay, that is definitely above average. So what we're gonna have to say is it's gonna be a 20-minute walk carrying him, and you just need to take a few small breaks to do so. But otherwise, you're able to do so just
Okay.
fine. Like, he's a 200-pound guy. Right?
Okay.
So I mean, it's tricky. I mean, it's doable, right? You just have to
Right.
take a few breaks. All right.
And then
Mhm.
he'll tell Nora and Patrick that if you guys just want to go on and head back to the Behemoth, that's great. If you want to come, that's fine too.
It's kind of my mess. I'll help. Though I don't regret
I don't
breaking
regret it
his
either.
jaw.
Like, Al, like, straight up looks at her and says, I don't regret it either.
I gotta say, that really helped with the whole anger thing. I don't know.
I'm glad I could be of service.
You're a monster.
So, okay, so, yeah, we're going to head to the House of Healing. Patrick, are you coming with her?
Patrick is trying to find words at the moment.
Poor Patrick.
He's going to be like wide-eyed and looks like he's antsy but walking with you.
Okay. So, let's see here. Patrick.
Yep.
No, actually, Al, you haven't rolled very many D100s yet this session. Roll me a D100, please.
All right.
And I'll just say right now. Oh, never mind. Okay. You had a 75% chance of coming across someone, so you had to get 25 or lower. So sure enough, when you're about, I'd say about 60% of the way over to the hospital, a patrol crosses your path, and they do notice the injured individual in your hands, and the officers come up and they ask you what has happened.
I'm sorry, officer. We're not actually sure ourselves. We just found him on the road like this, unconscious. We were taking him to the House of Healing.
Okay. Roll me a convince check, please.
Sure.
Excellent. You did pass with flying colors. So then the police simply ask you a few follow-up questions as of, since you just found them, where did you find them? Did you witness anything suspicious? And do you know who this man is?
I do know who he is. I tell him where he is, and that we found him outside, like a few blocks away from his store. And
Nice.
as far as noticing anything suspicious, no, he was just kind of up against the wall. I think someone may have punched him unconscious.
Okay. They say, we appreciate your assistance there, sir. If you like, we can most certainly take him to Mana's House of Healing. We do have a vehicle here that will expedite it. We'll file a report with him, make sure everything's okay. But we want to thank you very much for your assistance and for helping out this poor fellow.
Sure, of course. Do you mind if I come with you guys?
Well, if you insist, but I don't know if there's anything else that you can do. But if
I'm
you
not sure
wish-
either. I'm sorry. Let me explain. I am the doctor of the traveling storytellers, and it's just kind of my, how to say, moral obligation to make sure that he is fine and taken care of. And I know the House of Healing, so I
Oh.
trust them. But I want to make sure he gets there and is okay. And
He gives a nod. He most certainly gives a nod. He says, "Oh, most certainly, you can all come along with." And sure enough, the group all along, especially when you explain you're a doctor, they definitely get it. So there's no real resistance. They all escort you via their jeeps, pretty much, to Mira's House of Healing, in which he is knocked he is knocked unconscious yet again.
we know this guy.
By which he is treated, by which the healers there are treated. And while you're at Myrna's House of Healing, actually, you do come across a slightly familiar sight. You do see, do you remember Durwalt the Crazy?
Of course I do.
Yes, the Cosmic Whip.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, yeah.
You, you notice, and the young woman that you went to the House of Healing, the one young woman who was working nights there, you actually see both him and her off in the corner. Of course, Durwalt seems a lot more calmer, and the dye has been washed out of his hair. He otherwise looks exactly the same, and they're having a small, polite chat to each other. And as you are about to leave, you see their conversation break off, and Durwalt starts to head towards the exit as well. He does not look nearly as animated or as frantic as when you met him. His eyes look slightly dulled over. He seems to actually be... Before, he was just so jittery and so excited, and so he was like a ball of energy that couldn't escape. But this fellow, Durwalt, seems so very calm, lethargic, slow-moving. He doesn't make eye contact with a lot of people. A very night and day type of situation. And he goes to exit. It's up to you guys to do anything or to say anything, but
I-
I figured I'd make note of that.
I think Al would certainly go up to him and say, Durwald?
Uh, he takes a moment. He pauses. He pauses when he goes towards the door, and he raises his gray eyes towards you, and he goes, "Yes. Do I know you?"
I'm sorry, you may not remember me. We spoke a little while ago. I'm just wanted to say hi, and I'm glad to see that you're feeling well. You were a bit sick last time I saw you. Just wanted to say it's good to see you doing better.
Sick, 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 sick. He says. He repeats it a few times as he's rolling his eyes around, trying to remember. He goes, "Hmm. You have to excuse me. I don't have a very good memory, but yes, yes, I feel your energy. I feel that you're important somehow. I feel that. I remember that. But no, you have to excuse me. I'm not very good with names or faces.
And
But
Al would say, I'm just a friend. My name's Al.
he goes, hello, Al. Hello, hello, Al. He just nods his head a little bit, but he doesn't shake your hand or anything.
And then Al
No.
would say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your day. I just wanted to say it was good to see you feeling better.
Yes, yes. Good. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you, he says. And he starts to head back towards the door.
Nora's like standing next to Al, but she looks kind of petrified actually. She doesn't say anything.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Well, then we can close off the scene there. No problem. All right. So, Julian has been taken care of.
The idea is, unless there's an objection, Al's going to stay by Julian's bed until he regains consciousness.
Are you serious?
Unless he's going to be unconscious for a very long time. I would assume he'd gain consciousness in like an hour or so. Unless
Yeah,
I'm wrong.
less than that. But here's the tricky thing.
Mm-hmm.
Myrna's House of Healing, when they treat an individual for the sake of confidentiality of injuries and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
they understand that you say you're a doctor, but they are different types of healers, and they would strongly ask that you respect the way that they treat individuals
Mm-hmm.
and to wait outside the lobby if you want to speak with your
Oh,
friend.
of course, by all means. Yeah, I mean, like, I was assuming this was after he'd been treated and all that, but no, I can wait in the lobby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just want to be there when he wakes up. I don't mind if I wait in the lobby.
Oh,
or...
so it sounds like you want to be like sitting over him when that
Oh, no.
happens.
Just when he wakes, I'm there so we can chat, if that's
Oh boy.
quote unquote.
Okay. All right. Well, the treatment actually is going to take more than like psychic healing isn't like magic healing.
Mhm.
So well, it kind of is and it kind of isn't, right? Like what they're doing is repairing the bone. Well, no. It's feasible. I'm just trying to think of a time frame in my mind. I know. Now I will roll the dice. It'll take about 3 hours.
Okay.
So I don't know if you
Um,
want to wait around for 3 hours or not.
Yeah, Al's got nothing else to do for the day, so.
Okay. So we'll leave those 3 hours for you, Al, because I should go back to Tom, and I don't know if Mila and Patrick want to wait around for 3 hours for this guy. It's up to them. But I want to just make sure any other player character doesn't have anything pressing they want to do in the next 3 hours before we speed the scene ahead that much, in the future.
Can I, one thing before we go, can I say, like, one little character interaction with Nora?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
So, knowing that Nora was actually kind of petrified, after he's gone, maybe while they're waiting in the lobby or before
Yeah.
they go wherever, Al would go up to Nora and he would be like, I know this is not an easy subject, but first, you aren't him, and you'll never be him because he's alone
Al,
and you're
Al.
not.
Al, just don't. It's fine.
Al will shrug.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so Tom, you're back at the Behemoth. Is there anything in particular that you would like to do, or you would be doing to spend your time, or anything like that?
He would be in his room trying to figure out what his new name would be.
Okay. Oh, clever, clever. I like it.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
he would be like writing down names and then reciting them over
Putting
and
little
over and
hearts
over.
around it. Oh wait, no. that doesn't work.
No, come on.
I know. I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
I know.
All right.
Reciting them, seeing if he likes it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Balls up a piece of paper, throws it against the wall.
All right. So then we'll move the scene. Okay. So no. Here's a big question. Patrick Neal, are you waiting around the lobby with?
There is actually something very specific that I wanted to do.
Oh, okay. What would you like to do?
I wanted to see if I can check up on the patient that had space worms in his arm.
Oh God, yeah.
Ah. Ah. Ooh, you're jumping ahead of me. I like it. I like it. I'll just let you into the mind of God for a moment.
Mm.
My whole point was having him contact you guys again.
Mhm.
Before you left.
Hmm.
I was going to wait until Al was going to show up at his medical tent thingy. But since you were actively asking about it, I can jump ahead here a little bit, actually.
Oh boy.
I know. You did a thing. You did a thing. It's great. So, that had worms in his arm. I love how you explain that. That's hilarious. So, what's the matter with you? Got worms. Just worms in my
Just
arm.
worms. Nothing wrong.
But what kind of worms? Earthworms. They're just lying there. Anyway, I'm stalling because I'm trying to think of something. All right, so you definitely ask around for him because everyone knows. The last time you heard, both Myrna herself was actually at St. Joseph's Hospital to help treat this individual, and it is disclosed that the young man, Mr. Hanso, he was discharged yesterday. And he has a follow-up appointment with Myrna in tomorrow morning, actually. And they've actually been asking... The lines of questions follow. And they do ask if you're the ones who brought him in over a week or so ago.
If it was only...
No, it
anybody
was
else
all
could
of
be
you.
here.
You all did it. You
Yeah.
all did it. So that's fine. They say, well, he definitely wants to talk to you. He's already been asking about who you are and where your whereabouts are. I'm sure he won't be displeased if you show up just before or after his appointment in the morning. It's around 10 o'clock in the morning tomorrow.
Well, good.
Mm-hmm. Well, there we go.
And I guess at that point he has nothing better to do and ask if Al would be okay here alone.
Actually, here's a good question. Is the guy that we've just checked in today, is he still going to be here tomorrow morning? Like, are they planning on him staying that long, or?
Who, Julian or?
Yeah. The guy who got his jaw healed. Yeah, Julian.
When you ask for an estimate of time, they tell you for something like that, for broken bones, it takes only about a few hours, maybe 3, 4.
Okay, then he'll
Well-
wait around. I was thinking if he's going to be there tomorrow morning, might as well just make it one
Kill
trip.
two birds with one stone?
Yeah,
No.
but we'll wait around then.
Okay.
If that's the estimate, Patrick will ask if Al will be okay by himself.
I'll be more than fine, and thank you for coming this far.
And he will he will wave goodbye with a broad arm and head out the door back to the Behemoth.
Okay.
By himself.
I'm going to ask actually Mila the same questions.
Oh.
Well, not the same things. Would be okay. No, I guess not by yourself, Ed.
It's like I'm
Were
not.
you okay by yourself? I'm leaving.
We're two separate people.
Dun, dun, dun. I don't know her.
All right. All right.
Stranger danger.
Okie dokie. Can we move ahead with the next scene
Yeah.
with Julian getting up?
Yeah.
All right.
I-
So, Jul. Yes,
I've-
Patrick.
For the rest of like the 2 hours, we'll probably continue working on the program thing. To just make sure that's finished up.
What program thing? Refresh my memory,
Uh,
please.
the radio signal coding.
Ah, groovy. Okie dokie. Done and done. So, Julian gets dismissed. You see him walking the lobby, out from the back rooms. You do hear a passing word. Both of you have very good hearing, so you do hear the healer that was assisting him. She does inform him. Oh, sorry, he does inform him that it's a male healer. He informs him that it was a record of assault. Some individuals found you on the road. The police asked us to go to the department and file an assault report with any information that you have. And Julian just gives a bit of a nod. And he walks out towards the door, and he sees you two. And he gives a look that is both extremely angry and extremely bemused. He goes to he stands in front of you and goes, so you got some balls to show up here.
Al will look at him very honestly and say, I'm not sure what you're so angry about. You asked for it. Literally, I might add.
Okay, well, let me tell you a little something. You don't got anything. Well, I was gonna say you don't have anything to worry about, but that's not true. I'm not gonna be going to the cops. And he gives a smile. He goes, if I were you, I'd get out of New Laszlo pretty quick. And with that, he goes towards the door.
I would, as he goes, I would say, one last thing.
You know what?
Hmm?
He doesn't stop. He exits the door. He leaves Myrna's House of Healing. You're assuming he heard you say one last thing, but he doesn't stop and turn around.
I'm going to follow him.
Okay.
Nora does not. Nora will sit in the lobby of
Yeah, I'll be right
the
back.
House of Healing.
Yep. So you get out into the street with, passers-by around, and at that point, Julian turns around, goes, "Oh, you want the last word? Okay, go ahead, hotshot."
Al just smiles. Have a nice day.
Oh, I will. And then he turns around, and he leaves.
Al will go back to Nora. I don't think he likes us.
I don't think I
Okay.
like him.
God says, do you blame him?
Yes! Again! He asked for it! I told
He
him.
asked for
I
it.
told him.
Hey.
I told him she might break you, and he's like, maybe I like you. Oh, I'm trying to warn you, pal.
Fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You know, the type of people at it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not surprised at all by his
No.
reaction. I
listen,
just.
okay, I'm glad
yes.
that's the important thing. I'm
No,
glad
no,
you're
no,
not
no.
surprised by his
No,
reaction.
no.
As
No.
far as
pretty
moral
reasonable.
justification goes, yeah, you might have something going on your end, but I love how you just followed him to get the last word.
I did actually. I was considering saying that the next time you sell someone equipment, make sure it all works. But I figured "have a nice day" would be a little
More of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Okay.
yeah.
So we're getting on towards the evening here now. We're more kind of free timing it. I do have a small scene idea like the next day in the morning before you go, if you are interested in Tamina's House of Healing to check on the fellow that you helped out like almost 2 weeks ago now. But I want to leave the open floor for you guys to do stuff either in character or out of character, any questions, any conversations you might have with each other, and any ways you want to spend your free time. I want to kind of put it in your hands before I move it on to the next scene.
Quick question.
Sure.
The lady that Well, I'm sorry. What was the crazy guy's name again?
Der-
Durwal?
Derwalt.
Derwalt. Okay.
Yep.
Is she still there at the house?
Yeah,
of
she
Healing?
would. Oh, yeah, she would still be there. Yeah, definitely.
I think Nora would approach her and be like, "How often does Derwalt come here?"
Before we do that, I would say, do you want me to stay here? As in,
She,
do you not want me in this conversation?
she would just shrug. It doesn't matter.
All right, then I will come.
Okay. So the woman's name, her name is Lyre, Lyre, like that matters. But when he asked him, she says, "Oh, Derwald, he's a nice fellow. It's just sometimes when the moons are at its crescent, whether the crescent begins or the crescent starts to end, his implants start to react, and he does disturb the peace a little bit, but he's mostly harmless. I would say maybe twice a month, maybe a little bit more than that, depending on where the moon is. But we do know the moon is a reaction. You know, the city has done its best to try to make sure he's comfortable and out of harm's way so he can't hurt himself or others during that time, but he's very, very skilled, and most of the time he slips away."
Do you know where we could find him usually if we were looking?
Yes, she says. I suppose, you're the ones who brought him in after all. You're not trying to harm him, I hope. He actually works as a general labor and handyman for the New Laszlo Department of Infrastructure. So I believe he was just mentioning to me that he was working on a rebuilding project, rebuilding some offices after that horrible explosion that happened a few weeks back. He was helping them reconstruct some of the stuff there. So around that site where the government buildings used to be. The government hall used to be. Yeah.
Is he there day, night, anytime?
She shrugs a little bit and she's like, "I'm not too sure exactly his hours. It would fair to reason that I'd be working during the day, though."
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Are you all right? You seem a little pale, a little distressed.
I'm
If you like...
Nora falls asleep.
Oh.
Nora falls asleep.
Oh, nice. Okay. Interesting. All right. She falls asleep standing up?
Yeah, just like Nora stopped working.
Lyre kind of stops for a moment. She goes, "Ma'am?"
Al looks as confused as she does.
Oh, she looks to you, Al, and she says, "I think she's asleep."
Yeah. It's fine. She does this. She's a bit of a
No.
narcoleptic, I think is the word.
No. That's not that. Narcolepsy is, from my understanding, from what the healers here also believe, is that it comes from a deep-seated anxiety most of the time. Or perhaps it's just a medical genetic condition, but I unfortunately have to see someone in the next 20 minutes or so, but I would encourage an appointment with her.
Al would check to make sure she's really asleep as much as he can, and then he would actually go to her and say, "Actually, the truth is she's like Derwald, but in a much earlier stage, and I think she's worried."
All right. Lyre purses her lips a little bit, and she says, "I don't understand it. I don't understand why people would do that to themselves. It should be criminal. I think they should just line up everyone who does procedures like that and just throw them in prison so they can't do that. It's awful."
Al will spread his
sorry
hands.
for your friend.
Al will spread his hands and say, "It's not my place to judge her, just to be her friend."